What is up, guys? It's the NJB here, and today I'm going to be answering the question why the Omnitrix changes Ben 10 into the wrong alien whenever he chooses a different alien. So the answer to this question actually comes from Ben 10 Omniverse, and the episode is Season 4, Episode 9. So I'm going to play the clip for you guys, and then I'll be right back with my explanation on the clip.
Azimuth? Buddy? Pull my finger?
Don't be infantile.
You know, you'd still be the smartest guy in 17 galaxies if you lightened up.
5 galaxies. Why is that difficult to remember?
Whatever. But as long as your brain is back, I have a question. With the old Omnitrix controls, I got whatever alien I wanted, practically every time. If you're such a genius, how come...
I am a genius, but I expected more dexterity out of those fat fingers of yours.
They look okay to me.
Then stop banging so hard on my Omnitrix. The impact sets the timeout function to a random... Hello?
So in this clip, Azimuth basically says two things. So the first thing he says is that basically Ben's fingers are too fat and there's not enough dexterity when he's using a dial. So obviously that's probably not the real answer to that. I mean, if he can move the dial to change the aliens, then I doubt that would be a deciding factor. But I think the best explanation that we've ever gotten in the Ben 10 series is that what Azimuth just said, and that is that when Ben slams down the dial on the Omnitrix, it does kind of mess something up in the Omnitrix. So we have seen before in the original Ben 10 series that when he slams down the dial, sometimes it does give him issues. There was one time when he wanted to get on a water slide and he slammed down the dial when the Omnitrix wasn't working right, and it locked him as a gray matter for that entire episode. So we know that slamming down the dial probably isn't the ideal way for him to use the Omnitrix. Sometimes we do see the Omnitrix kind of work perfectly, like when he doesn't slam down the dial, is usually sometimes when the plot demands it and he has to change into the right alien, sometimes he'll just push the dial down, not necessarily by slamming it, and he will change into the right alien. Also, in the first episode of Ben 10, the very first episode when he changes into Heat Blast for his first time, he pushes the Omnitrix down slowly and he changes into Heat Blast. He gets the right alien and it's the one that he selected. That could just be because it's the first time he ever used it, and it could just be because it's the first episode, so they wanted to kind of show how the Omnitrix works. But that is kind of one example. Another example is in Ben 10 Secret of the Omnitrix, in the very end when Azimuth activates the Omnitrix and changes Ben into Way Big for the very first time. So when Azimuth does this, he jumps on the Omnitrix's dial after selecting it, and then he activates it by jumping on it. So I doubt the force of Azimuth's jump is enough or equal to the force of Ben 10 just slamming down the Omnitrix every time he wants to change. So we do have some cases when he pushes the Omnitrix dial down slowly, he changes into the right alien. So that's my main explanation for why the Omnitrix doesn't give Ben the alien he always wants. Now, is there possibly other reasons why the Omnitrix doesn't work? Like usually he just activates it and slams it down without even looking. That could be one reason, but that's the only explanation that we actually get from the Ben 10 series itself. They never really touch upon why he always gets the wrong alien, even when he goes through the dial searching for the right one and selects it. We never get an explanation, and this is the only time we actually get one. So even though it doesn't make so much sense, and we probably do deserve a better explanation, this explanation is straight from the show, and you can't really argue with this. Personally, I would have hoped it would be kind of like a security feature, like in the original Omnitrix. So if Azimuth didn't intend for the Omnitrix to be used, then whoever got it wouldn't be able to use it to its full potential. They'd probably only be able to get the wrong aliens they choose, just as a security feature or just to mess them up. Also with the new Omnitrix, it could have been another way for him to just mess with Ben and kind of help him adapt to different situations without always getting what he wants. Also, the new Omnitrix probably knows which alien is best for Ben to use in each situation. We did see kind of with the Omnitrix that it was able to change him into a water-breathing alien when he was on another planet and he was drowning and couldn't breathe in water. And the new Omnitrix he gets or the one he uses in Omniverse, was also able to change him into an alien for him to survive and contain the entire Big Bang and the entire universe. So we do know the Omnitrix can choose the better alien for Ben, and yeah. So those could also be reasons why it gives him the wrong alien, but just to keep it simple, I'm going to stick with the explanation that It's probably because he keeps slamming down the dial, because even though the Omnitrix is probably the most powerful device in the Ben 10 universe, it still needs to be used right for you to be able to do the right things with it. So anyway, that's going to be it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. This has been the NJP, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers, mates.